Welcome to a tutorial on a Victoria's Secret inspired makeup look on a budget. Skin prep comes first, and this is why I'm gonna use this absolutely perfect face cream from a drugstore with good ingredients as a base. Please think about hydrating your lips. This will go a very long way, but also be very not to use later on. Really try lip liners, as they can alter your look in the end not so well. Right now you will want to spot conceal if you have any blemishes like I do. And for this I'm going to use the tip concealer. I've bought it off of Amazon for €8, but I found on other websites for $4. I flopped so badly on this one. Now that we've spot concealed, we can move on to foundation. Skin foundation is the one foundation I use almost every time, even if I'm doing a full face, which won't be necessarily the case in this video, but I love the texture, I love the formula, and unfortunately I've almost used this up, so I can't get enough of this. So I'm going to draw the foundation from this part. I'm doing around 4 pumps because if you do those dots on the face, in my opinion, it dries really quickly, at least this foundation, and then you can't really blend it out, so it looks very patchy. And by doing this, it allows for more control. I gotta hurry up because this is already drying. But I'm using this brush. It is a foundation brush, but you can also use the classic kabuki brush. The foundation is applied, blend it in, blend it out, and now I'm going to conceal the dark under eye circles, and I'm going to do that by using a pink lipstick. Now if you have a pink or peach corrector, I would go for this, but because I don't have a pink or peach corrector, I'm going to opt for a pink lipstick. I'm going to apply this right here underneath, also on my upper lip, because those veins are running. Okay? They're running. And I know that veins aren't running, but you know what I mean. I'm going to use the same concealer brush I've used previously to blend it out, because some remnants on the brush from the lipstick, when I later on apply the concealer underneath the eyes, will look more harmonious because it won't be that yellowish type of thing. So it already looks great, but as a finishing touch, I think we'd need a bit of concealer. Now I'm applying this exact same concealer underneath my eyes dot-wise. And on the upper lid. I almost dipped the microphone in concealer. Now that the face is prepped, the canvas has been provided for a painting of its own. I'm going to trace my actually already defined features, think like nose and my cheekbones. Also, I will go in on the contours of my mouth to create a more natural look, for it not to just be like drawn on. What I like about the Victoria's Secret makeup is that it's natural but very glamorous. And this is what I will recreate today. This is the Too Faced bronzer. You should absolutely get it. This is not sponsored whatsoever. It smells like chocolate. It says chocolate matte. It's the best bronzer I have ever laid my eyes on, and I mean it. I use still a fluffy but a flatter brush, if you will, and I'm going to pat like this, then dust it off on that part of my hand, and then I'm doing this. So I'm just tracing the already apparent shadow. And because I have a shadow, I did not start with a contouring powder, stick or cream. The Victoria's Secret models' face are usually darker than their skin. They look very baked, yet somehow natural and very glowy. And this is my favorite look of the century, actually. Now, it really depends on the mood, but let's keep going. Notice I don't do this motion because it's going to lift every layer underneath, and we do not want that. Bronzer on the forehead is optional, but for the sake of the video and a more precise and accurate recreation of the makeup, I'm going to do this. Just a bit above my brow. And it already looks so much better. I don't know what's up with my accent, but... By the way, I just realized the Too Faced bronzer is by far not budget friendly. But I mean, if I was to use Charlotte Tilbury makeup, it would cost me at least 40 euros. Because I love the products, but today we're trying budget-friendlier version. Also applying this on my upper lid for a more balanced look. Going in with a smaller shadow brush. I think it's so universal. You can use it for almost every purpose. I'm going to use it right underneath my lower lash line. Now I will set the crown for the future diffused eyeliner. Spoiler! And I'm just going to do this. And here comes the very well-known nude neutral palette from Maybelline. I just think the colors are so universal. You can use them for about anything. And they smell amazing, by the way. So what I'll do, I'll just build up the intensity of my eyes. Now I'm not going to go overboard, but there will be something there. taking this barrel like a brush and I'm going to do the same almost non-detectable eyeliner. I will drag it with the eyeshadow right by my lower lash line. Now, as we all probably know, all the Victoria's Secret angels, predominantly. I just said all. Why do I need to say predominantly? In a nutshell, all of them have a very enticing shimmer on the movable eyelids. This is what we're going to do now. I'm going to apply a shimmer from another palette to my upper eyelids, and yeah, we'll see how this will look like. I'm sure it will absolutely complement the dusty, kind of dirty burgundy brownish shades, and I'm thinking it'll just elevate and refresh the overall look. But I think it already looks amazing, even though we're not finished. For the same, I'm using the Makeup Revolution palette. These are the shimmers we're working with. Up next, lashes. I'm using this very simple curler you can get about at any drugstore, and I'm just gonna very carefully curl them. Lashes are done, and a very important element in all Victoria's Secret, specifically eye makeup, is highlighter, and for that I'm using the Glow Lover highlighter from Catrice. I'm going to apply this on the inner corner, slightly extending to both my upper and lower lash lines. Next up are brows. I know I don't have the thinnest brows, but I'm not going to alter them in any way, shape or form. So I'm going to just brush them out, fill in the blanks, and that's about it. And then of course set with a setting powder. Again, nothing too crazy. My brows just the way they are, just a little bit enhanced. And on my brow bone, I'm going to use the same highlight. Setting the eyebrows as well as the rest of the face with this setting powder, all matte from Catrice. course, do not forget the blusher. For this I'm using the palette from Douglas. It's really universal and has literally all the colors you need. I'm going to use this powder brush because the blush brush isn't actually that qualified. I mean, the bristles, they're very harsh. I just don't think it's fit for a powder, especially for blush. So I'm going to go in with this. So I went in with a beigey, almost orange blush on my temple and on the apples of my cheeks. More towards the nose, I have opted for a cooler tone, and I think it looks magical, to be honest. It doesn't look as intense on camera, except for the cheeks, but in real life it's amazing. Also, when you're recreating any makeup, you need to think about it this way. Are you going to a photo shoot? Are you going to go on a date? Is this daily makeup, or is it something simple that should be not detectable? Next up, my favorite part, the lips. This is an NYX lip pencil in the shade nude beige. This is very neutral, it goes with everything, and with this, yes, I'm going to use a tester because it is my favorite. It is the Armani lipstick, the shade Lip Power 104. I urgently need to purchase this in a full size because it's the only lipstick that really suits me. The lippies are done. They look meticulous, absolutely. But to add a bit more sort of festivity, I am going to the only thing left now is to bake the area underneath the eyes to add a bit more of a glam element, and then I will trace my lower lashes with mascara, but I won't set the makeup because I'm not going out anywhere. It's the classic, you're getting ready for staying at home. I'm sure I'm not the only one who does this. And if you also get ready to stay at home, let me know in the comments. I'm not the only one. And I'm using the Lottie finishing powder. It's actually baking.
Lift you off the ground.
So this is the final look. The hair, it should have looked a tad bit different, but I'm kinda liking it. I mean, it's not too bad. It's kinda Lima style. I love it, especially under a dimmed light. It looks bomb. You should definitely try it out. It looks amazing. And on this note, thank you for having watched the video till this very moment. Thank you for having tuned in, and thank you for your likes, subscriptions, and support. And I wish you all the best. Bye bye.